this is my truck. We're gonna go for a ride and get some clay.
What do we say? Do I take the dog? Yeah? She wants to go. Okay.
All right, come on, come on. You gotta get up in here, come on. Sit, stay, sit, stay. All right, now you're gonna see why we don't take the dog. I gotta use the one in the... Use that one. All right. Here we go. Swollen driving the ball. This is why we don't take the dog. Okay, we're here. Gotta release the beast. Come on. Okay, so this is a creek. It does not belong to me, about 3 miles from my house, but they let people fish in here all the time, so I'm assuming they won't mind giving up a little bit of clay. Now, the guy in the video said to look for some place that has a lot of sediment, where the creek has like washed up and deposited dirt that got filtered a little bit and then washed away. Down there's the bridge. I could try and get under the bridge. All right, let's see where I wind up here. There's definitely a lot of organic stuff I can see. He was talking about. I can see like black, like leaves and stuff that have been smushed up. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. But I can also see there's a lot of like gray color in with the brown. So I think that's probably a good sign. Okay, let's take it home, see what happens. There you go. Good. Good girl. Park it. Hey, no, get down, over here. This is why we don't take the dog. Why we don't take the dog. She thinks she's my girlfriend. Okay, so now we're at the point where we have to separate the mud from the debris, like the rocks. So I'm gonna fill my bucket with water, like she did. Now I gotta stir it up. If you use the glove, I'm gonna use this peeled stick. Okay, get ready. I got the cat helping, I got the dog helping. Everybody's helping. I think there's something big down in there. I know. So that's what was left. I'm not sure what that is, like a giant, I hope it's not alive. No, it looks like clay actually. I don't know, I might re-pour that because that looks like it's probably clay. All I wanted was the rocks left in, but there aren't many rocks, so maybe that's a good sign. Okay, so now we're at the part where we have to strain it, and I didn't have a strainer, so I used this old pair of pantyhose, and I'm gonna hope that works. Again, I need to stir this up, make sure all the pieces are... Okay, so I had to go get this from my kitchen to get out the really big stuff. And then I'll go back to the pantyhose like later, but for now, this is working to get the big stuff out. That's all the organic stuff that I don't want down the clay. And I'm gonna keep pouring it in here and draining it out into there and pouring it in there and draining it out in there until I get the worst of it out. There's a lot of like suspension in there, and boy, I feel like that looks like clay, but we'll have to see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually getting much better results with the other strainer, and I had to go get more water and dump it in there so that more of this clay could be freed up to get through the little holes. But I think this is gonna work. Okay, and then we're gonna go on to the step where we pour it back and forth to get rid of the sand, although I don't think it looks like there's much sand in this. Okay, so you can see what's left there. I think I'm done with that, and I'm gonna dump that out and then wash everything really well. And then we'll get to the sand part. So I'm gonna get rid of that. rinse out my buckets. Alright, so this is what was left of our bucket. I'm gonna stir it again and then pour it and then stir it again and pour it so that all the sand is left behind. I still see there's a little bit of sticks on top of there. That's not good. But I don't know if I can get rid of some of those, but I can feel it in there. It definitely feels like clay and water, like even when I get it out of the recycling bin at school. So I'm really stirring it so that it gets combined and all the sand will be left down at the bottom. So that's what's left. That doesn't look like sand to me. I think it's all clay. Do it again. In case there's some sand. Okay. Now we let it sit and we let all the water scoot to the top while the clay goes to the bottom. Check in with you later. Okay, so we're back here in the clay making scene, and this is the bucket of clay that I poured back and forth to get all the sand out of, and then I let it sit overnight, 2 days actually, until I can actually see this layer right here. I don't know if you can see that through the bucket, but it's a totally different color. I think the clay has settled down to here and the water is here. The dog is still helping, as you can see. We are going to get rid of this water on the top. In the video, he does one where he pours it off, and in the other one he siphons it. And I'm going to use a siphon because I think that looked a little bit safer in terms of being able to get everything off of the top that I want to get off without accidentally pouring off too much clay. I have to put the bucket on top of a bucket because I want gravity to help me use the siphon. No idea where this tubing came from. And we're gonna hope that I don't inhale something really bad when I start sucking the water up. So here it goes. Okay. I just gotta keep my end in there without getting too far down on the clay. Ooh, just sucked some air out. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get down too low, but I'm gonna actually keep my eye on this too, because I think that'll help me. I just don't want to get my siphon down on the actual clay. While I was drying it, I had it covered with the pantyhose so that nothing new could jump in there. No more dirt or anything like that. Every now and then I can see a little bit of clay go through and I know I'm down too deep. If I was smart, I would have taken a Sharpie and made a black line around the base of the tubing. That way I could clearly see where it is in the bucket. Right now I'm just sort of looking at these little stamped numbers or something that are on the bottom of the thing. Now you'll also note my bucket is tipped, so that's actually really helping me get all the clay out on the one side. All right, I did it. That worked like a charm. Sweet. Okay. And now my goal is to pour that into that. This is a bucket that I have prepared with a towel. Like he said in the video, I only have one layer of towel because I didn't feel like wasting a huge big towel. His kept slipping in, so I duct taped mine around the outside, well, packing tape. Hopefully that's strong enough to keep it from sinking down in, and hopefully I have enough of a bowl shaped here to accept the clay and it won't run over the top. I don't know, that's going to be kind of close, so we'll see how that works out. But this is my next step, is to pour it into here. If it will even pour, I don't know, it looks really thick. Here, try not to pour it on the dog. Oh yeah, it'll pour, barely maybe. That is barely pouring, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I also feel that my towel is not big enough. much is still in there? Oh, I'm gonna have to get it out with my hand. Yeah. Seriously, I could almost wedge that. Now I can actually hear a drip starting inside the bucket, so that's good. Any waters going down in there? Okay. Now I need to get this into a little bundle and tie it up and hang it so that the water will drip out of it for a little while. And all the fibers in the towel will hopefully absorb some of this water. And we'll have some clay in a couple hours, maybe even overnight. Okay, so I decided I was going to roll my clay out on this. Here's what it looks like. And I'm going to lift this off of this and put it on there. The towel is thoroughly soaked, really. Can't believe Oh, I dropped it, you guys. Ah. So close. Dropped it. Daggone. There was about an inch of water in the bottom too. Oh well. Maybe I can still... Awesome. Right now, I think I'm gonna just see what this looks like. I might just soak the water out of it like that. Still some water there. But like, that's pretty dry, right? Does it look like clay? Boy, I don't know. It's not sticking together like you would think. I don't think I could make a pot out of it. But this would be perfectly fine to wedge, I would think. I mean, kinda. Sorry, I don't really have like a good setup here, but I don't know, guys. This isn't looking good. I was really hopeful. Okay, let's try to make a pinch pot. Okay. Ah, I just cracked it half there. No, it cracks. Oh, guys, I don't think this is going to work. I don't know what we did wrong. Let's see if I can roll a coil. You know what this looks like? That Potter's at Oaxaca stuff. Did I show you guys that movie? This looks like a really fancy mud pie. Oh, yeah. I don't know. This might be a complete failure. So I can roll a coil, but I don't know if I can do anything with it. Need a little spinny. If I'm going to be able to make anything out of this or not. It just breaks. So, I don't know. About to send that guy a nasty note.